Welcome to the New York City sports scene, Joe Schoen. Who's Joe Schoen, do you say?
Never heard of him.
Joe Schoen, great set of hair, the dimples, he's a very handsome man. Very handsome man. And he is the man who is getting handed the keys to the big blue car in the New York metropolitan area. The assistant general manager of the Buffalo Bills coming to New York City, and he is the one named as the new general manager of the New York Giants. And, you know, you're mandated as just to say, there's some things you're mandated to say as a sports broadcaster because you could get your card taken away. First of all, any event in Australia is down under. Any event that takes place over in London's across the pond. And when referring to a momentous situation for this team, it's the New York football Giants. As if anybody remembers the New York baseball Giants. You know what I'm saying? That's what they used to say, the New York football Giants back in the New York City area. One of the things I would tell Joe Schoen as he's coming in. Also, get this right, Joe. He's from Elkhart, Indiana. You're not in Elkhart anymore. And this is what's so important about the situation for Joe Schoen. First of all these New Yorkers are going to pronounce your name Schoen. Don't worry about it. You start winning, everyone will know it's Schoen in town. Okay? Secondly, this is such a huge hire because it appears, based on everything that you hear and read, what you hear is the Maras and the Tishes, John and Steve are telling Schoen, it's yours. Clearly, when you find the coach, we've got to talk to him before we give them our money. But this is yours. We haven't really gotten it right the last few years, to say the least. And we're out of this business of running the team based on how we think it should be done and this coach and that thing and whatever and our input here. Apparently, they're giving the keys to the general manager, whoever they're hiring, and saying, go for it. So it's up to Joe Schoen to decide what they're going to do with Daniel Jones. Up to Joe Schoen what they're going to do with the coaching staff. Up to Joe Schoen about everything else, scouting, soup to nuts. It's his. And, the bar is pretty low for him. But welcome to New York, man. And I say that with the utmost of respect and total arrogance. Western New York, that ain't New York City. Okay. Nuh-uh. And a nice team that he's put together there, right? With the rest of the staff. They want that piece. So what are they going to do? Does he think? What did he say? What did he say in this meeting? Does he think Daniel Jones could be Josh Allen-like? Now, clearly he doesn't have the heft. Okay? He doesn't bring the wagon to circle like the Buffalo Bills. He doesn't have that. But he does have the arms and the legs. He does have that multiple faceted game. He does have the ability to let you wonder, am I going to take off with it or am I going to throw it? The problem is the last few years has been like, the defense is like, oh, who cares? Take off with it. We'll put you down. And even if you get through it, you're going to trip on the 20.
Wow.
I'm just talking truth. And you're going to hand it off. Who are you going to hand it off to? That kid from Penn State who hasn't stayed healthy and otherwise you haven't figured it out? These are facts. What do you mean, geez?
Let's be positive.
I'm positive. This is one of the worst situations Joe Schoen has taken over.
I know, but a guy got his dream job. Come on.
No, this is a huge question. And the hire of a coach might answer it. You're already hearing, well, I guess Brian Daboll's going to be the next coach of the Giants.
Definitely hearing that.
Well, I mean, makes sense because you covet what you see every day, to use the Silence of the Lambs phrase, and the guy who's been coordinating an offense that Shane and obviously Bean has been shaping. Can Daniel Jones do it? And one thing that Gettleman has bequeathed are a whole host of talented receivers who haven't shown off their talent because they can't, they wouldn't, they couldn't. They weren't coordinated right. The football injury gods were striking them down. You know? And all I know is that the first thing you got to say to your new coach is, do you have a surrender formation in your playbook? Because if you do, you just I will hand me the. Let me
Turn
just
around and
hold on.
walk
Here's what
out.
we're gonna do. Let me just
Turn around,
hold on.
walk out.
No, here I'll use a little bit of. I'll use a visual and I'll the little sound. Here we go. This is what we'll do.
Kobe.
Didn't work for the last one around here. So the bar's low, set low, aim high.
Do you have a diner menu call sheet?
No, you can't have that either. How tailored are your suits?
Is your hair slicked back?
But this is the guy. They believe in him. Let's see. Can he bring some of that Bills magic to the Giants? Which is one last other crazy aspect of it. Hour or two, Brandon Marshall coming up. And that's another thing, too, that Buffalo Bills fans that just heard me say, welcome to New York. Yeah, well, guess what? There's only one team in New York in the NFL, and it's the Buffalo Bills. The Giants and the Jets, they train and play in New Jersey. And it is the arrogance of all of us from New York City that's like, that's great. You're practically Canada. and look how things have switched. Buffalo Bills fans, right now, you've got the team going into the AFC Championship game rematch in the divisional round this week that everybody wants to watch. Let's put the Buffalo Bills in that spot on the first Sunday night divisional game that was scheduled as such, not pushed into such due to weather. Let's take the downtrodden Giants team looking for a spark, looking for a piece. Let's break off somebody else's success and bring some of that piece to us because we can't figure it out. And then call someone from the Bills to say, come to New York and please repeat here what you did there. It's topsy-turvy. It's like Oscar being clean and Felix being messy. But it's happened. Turn Daniel Jones into Josh Allen. Joe Schoen. Facts. This is what's happened. I don't know what's going on.
The hell's going on?
I don't know. But one thing's constant. The Jets stink.
Oh, come on. Good young players, a young quarterback that played well at the end of the year.
This is role reversal, too.
You're trending in the right
You're
direction.
trying to talk the Jets up. Hey, you watched all the way to the end. Thanks for that. Watch more right here.